Getting set up for a live here. Pardon the delay. Thank you very much. And here we go. Hello, everybody. It's meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Strong and severe thunderstorms rolling through parts of western North Dakota along and south of the I-94 corridor, more heading into the oil patch. This is an update on your forecast as well as the actual activity going on right now. I'll do my best to answer any questions that you may have in this live update, but for now, Hutch's weather is beginning right now.
A Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, let's get you started right off the bat with the radar. We have severe thunderstorms south of Glendive. There's this backward C-shaped cluster of storms heading in toward areas that looks like north of Baker, Montana. Gusty straight line winds over 70 miles per hour possible there. And about 30 miles just south of Dickinson, we have a severe thunderstorm, another one that's pushing into western Morton County as well. We'll go in and take a look at the latest on these to get you started. We'll start with that Montana storm, work our way from west to east. Now, moving into Baker is a strong thunderstorm. That little blue-purple color that you see there is the hail core, so the strongest hail heading in towards Baker. Also, if you note this backwards C shape to what we're seeing on the radar display there, that little shape right there indicates very gusty straight-line winds pushing into the Baker, Montana area. The National Weather Service out of Billings says a considerable threat. 1 1/2 inch diameter hail and 70 mile per hour winds will be pushing into that area in a mere moments. So batten down the hatches, put the car in the garage, and the hail trend from that particular storm has diminished. In Terry, we have a flash flood warning along the I-94 corridor here. County officials expect low-lying areas on Interstate 94 in Prairie County and on the line to experience some flooding. So that's on the interstate. If you know someone traveling there, please advise them. Heading into the Gulva area here, a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 8:45 Central Time for 1 inch hail and 50 mile per hour wind gusts. And now let's get you into parts of areas south of New England, right along that Enchanted Highway corridor there, south of New England. A hail core here is making its way off to the east. This storm moving east at about 35 miles per hour. Golf ball sized hail and 60 mile per hour winds are going to be the possibility from this line of storms as it works its way off to the east. So please keep that in mind as that storm is working its way in your general direction. Put the vehicle in the garage. That is a dangerous storm that is working its way right in the general area of rural portions of the counties here, working their way in towards areas north of Reeder and Hettinger there for the Adams County area. Another severe thunderstorm warning for Elgin, New Leipzig. This storm here over rural portions of the county. Also possible hail up to golf ball in size and 60 mile per hour wind gusts for that. And now we get a little closer to Bismarck, Mandan, and look at this beast working its way in. North, there's one cell north of the interstate, one cell south of the interstate. These blue cells you see here, capable of big time hail as they work their way toward the capital city. 1 1/2 inch diameter hail with 60 mile per hour winds going to be possible. This is the strongest core that's moving right into Mandan on the west side, so be ready for that. As we take a look at some single site radar data on this storm in particular, I'll load up the closest radar data here that we have from the Bismarck radar. So bear with me while this loads up. And we do have some reports from many of these storms as you see out to the west. 1 3/4 inch diameter hail, 1 3/4 inch diameter hail in numerous spots in southern parts of Stark County, south of the Dickinson area there. So it does look like my radar is just a little slow loading, so I'll just go back to this one. I will tell you, there is a hail core with this one that is very stout that will be working its way in your general direction as we go through the Bismarck and Mandan area. Let me turn on the tracking details with this particular cluster of cells, and we'll go ahead and time it out for you with the National Weather Service saying that this storm is moving east-northeast at 21 miles per hour is all. Let me get you a little bit of a detail on when and where that will be making its way into the Bismarck area. So here is just the hail core right here, working its way east-northeast at 22 miles per hour. Mandan, 8:52 Central Time and 9:02 for Bismarck. So pretty fair chance at some sizable hail from that cell heading into the capital city as we speak. Now we'll take a quick peek at what's going on with the focus on where these storms are going momentarily. But right now, a view from what these look like on area DOT cams from the west, the North Dakota Agricultural Weather Network here really has a very excellent display of cameras across our region. As we look into the central and south central part of the state, we can see here as we go in towards the central part, look at this Linton view at the storms approaching from the west. That's pretty impressive right there. Looking off to the west at some supercell thunderstorms heading toward the capital city. This one here is in the Henninger County area as we see some dark skies there looking to the west as well. Carrington, these storms are off to the west of you. There's a few cells starting to approach you. I'll show you that on the radar here momentarily. And again, as we take a peek at some of these other cells that are working their way through, pardon me while I close this and go to some more. A view from Edgeley showing a lot of sunshine there. Wishick. Okay, Wishick, let's take a look at what we can see looking out to the west from the Wishick view is that. Now let's go to the DOT cams because we have some excellent ones right in downtown Bismarck to take you, give you a front row seat at what's coming into the Bismarck-Mandan area. As viewed from the top of the I-94 hill, west of Mandan, this is what things are looking like. Look at the heavy amounts of rain that are crossing the interstate just west of town as this hail core just north of the interstate is pushing through this region. Now we're looking at these cells from a different perspective, and you can see a lowering of the cloud base as you get off to the other side here of the storms as they're working their way in. So that's a look from that perspective out there in Morton County. Now let's go smack dab to the state capitol building and see what we're seeing there. As we look off to the north on 83, it looks like that is a dark looking view there. Looks a little on the smoky side out there as well. I did not look at the smoke forecast, but I know we have some pretty stout amounts of smoke across the region as well. So strong and severe thunderstorms heading toward the capital city right now. Now I'll take a look with you at where these storms are going. So again, Baker, Montana, areas south of Mott, Grant County, and Morton County, including the Bismarck-Mandan areas under a severe thunderstorm warning. And the warning is actually for Morton County and Mandan, not in Bismarck yet, not in Lincoln yet, but a couple of hail cores there. This one north of town will be crossing over the river valley as we speak right now and heading right into that 1804 corridor. That is a strong to severe core or cell as well. All right, now let me focus on that forecast. Where are these storms going? Here's your forecast update. Let me see if I have any questions from the audience yet. And while I do that, I will put up the latest on what's going on with the radar so you can see. So again, strong thunderstorms, history of hail. Moving into the Carrington area, we have a cell in northern portions of Kidder County, pushing into areas south of Bowdoin, where we had flood warnings here earlier last week, north of Tuttle, north of Robinson. This storm moving off to the east at about 25 miles per hour. By the way, if you're in the oil patch, Poplar to Brockton, Montana, Plentywood, Montana, strong storms there with blue boxes around them, but not severe. So that's what's going on at present. Now let's look ahead toward the future. Where are these storms going? Well, we can take a quick peek at that right here with this hourly forecast update. Now, this is a high resolution model, and as we can see here, it does have a pretty good grasp on some Montana cells and some central and south central North Dakota cells. So as we go towards 10 o'clock, these storms will push out of the Bismarck area into the Missouri River Valley and rapidly race eastward. But by rapidly, I mean, 2 a.m. in the morning, these will be pushing into places like Jamestown and the Cheyenne River Valley, and a little bit closer to daybreak in that 4 to 5 a.m. timeframe here in the valley. Will they still be severe? By that time, the main threat will be gusty wind. The hail threat should subside just a bit, and I'll keep you posted on that right here on Hutch's Weather. That is a look at your forecast. Let me get some digits for you as you head into the overnight hours. So it's quiet in Fargo-Moorhead until we get to daybreak. Showers and thunderstorms moving into eastern North Dakota as we approach that 5 to 6 a.m. time frame. Mid-50s for most of us. Quiet in Minnesota, but not for long. These storms move out mid-morning, and by midday, they're in central parts of Minnesota. Will they be severe? It's not likely, but on the warm edge of these storms down to the south, we could see a strong one in the afternoon hours on Monday. Another round of storms coming in from the west will bring a chance of severe weather from the west once again. So Monday has morning storms moving through, evening storms developing both in central Minnesota and out in Montana, once again with a risk of severe storms into the overnight hours for central North Dakota. In and on Tuesday, another severe weather risk, temperatures still in the 80s. I think we'll have our best shot here in Fargo and Lakes country at seeing severe storms. That's on Tuesday afternoon and evening. I'll have updates on that. A warm summer-like week ahead with temperatures in the 80, only spotty thunderstorms on the radar, if you will, from Hutch's Weather for the upcoming weekend. So remember, upload your photos of weather, rain gauge reports, hail size reports to hutchesweather.com. hutchesweather.com, one-stop shopping for your latest. And if you allow hutchesweather.com to track your location, well, then it's going to let you know what watches and warnings are in effect in your particular area. Back to the radar, then I'll look at a couple of questions that you have, and we'll wrap up this update with a quick look at what's going on the radar. So now as I take a peek at the broadcast here, I've got a lot of you chiming in. Thanks for watching, Nathan. Thank you very much for watching, Megan. Hi from Elbow Lake, Minnesota. Quiet until the early morning hours for you. Wabash Lake, South Dakota. Thanks, Michael. I truly appreciate you watching. We'll take a look at that radar for you down in parts of South Dakota. Nasty storms near Valentine, Nebraska. If you know where that is, there's a tornado warning there. Jennifer, are we going to get rain in Fargo? There is a chance, but not until daybreak. Denise, thank you so very much. Watching from Lincoln, North Dakota, and we appreciate you so very much. Stay tuned, Lincoln and Bismarck. There is a awesome story coming up on Hutch's Weather about your particular area you'll want to stay in touch for as we go through the upcoming week or two. Terry, thanks for watching. Now let me check my YouTube stream and see if we have any comments and updates from you. Thank you all for watching. I'll put a note here, but for now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. Again, reminding you that you can get the very latest in your weather anytime, anywhere on hutchesweather.com. This radar is showing that we do have stout thunderstorm activity right now pushing into Bismarck and Mandan. See if I can go ahead and get to the single site radar data now to get a little bit better view at what is going on with these particular storms. Let me pull that there. Yeah, this is being a little bit grumpy with me right now, so I'm not able to load up the single site radar data from Bismarck at present. My apologies there. Hail heading into Mandan and parts of central Morton County and areas south of, say, the let's see, that's for you folks down in south central Morton County, heading on that 1806, 1804 corridor. There's a couple hail cores there. Eldon, you got a strong and severe thunderstorm warning heading into northern Grant County right now. Also, if you happen to be the Regent Mott stretch here, a solid thunderstorm core here working its way off to the east at 35 miles per hour with hail and wind potential. 1-inch hail was reported 14 miles southeast of Amadon from that cell, and a Baker, Montana cell working its way in town right now. So if you're in Baker along that Highway 12 corridor and point south, that area has a very large hail core working its way there as well. Now, South Dakota, as mentioned, Pierce, South Dakota, Murdo, South Dakota, seeing strong thunderstorm activity, and we still have a tornado-warned storm down here pushing into Valentine, Nebraska at this hour. Look at the hail core on that. The blue, the white colors there indicate enormous hail potential from this particular storm. The Weather Service says nearly 3-inch diameter hail from this cell in Valentine shortly, moving southeast at 23 miles per hour. That's headache hail there, folks. For now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. I sure appreciate each and every one of you for chiming in and for watching. Tune in a little bit later. I'll keep you updated with the movement of these storms with an update coming up a little bit later. Severe storms on the I-94 corridor and south in North Dakota right now. We'll keep you updated. You're watching Hutch's Weather. Until next time, stay